going on, hustlers? Another day, another dollar. Not in my morning drive. It's midday, so a little different for you. A little bit brighter outside instead of the dark gloominess we've been having in the mornings lately. Went to see my wellness doctor. I don't know what you would call him. He's a doctor of chiropractic care, but he doesn't really practice chiropractic care anymore. He's all about wellness, changing your eating habits and making sure you get your body what it needs. Does nutrition response testing. Something that, I did a couple videos on before. It was recommended to me by a friend after this past May when I had a little bit of a health scare. Still to this day, the doctors can't tell me what's wrong or why I have the things, but I go see this guy and he seems to be keeping it under control, provided I follow the program. I've deviated probably the last week and a half, and I feel the difference in it. I haven't been taking the supplements like I'm supposed to, and I'm back to feeling kind of sluggish and tired all the time. And what time to yawn? What time to yawn when you say you're tired, right? But he called me out on it today. He said, so you've been slacking in your supplements. And I'm sure, as he did his evaluation on me today, he saw that, I wasn't feeling as well and everything else. And it's like, I'm not going to lie to him. Yeah, I said, I haven't made the time for it. I've just gotten busy and put a few things aside. I was feeling good, and, when we first started this, you told me about people who were like this, that were feeling good and would put their health aside. And I'm like, oh, that'll never be me. Well, guess what? That was me. But, that's not what I really want to talk to you about today. I just was giving you some insight on where I was coming from. Today's message is more about, selling and what we do. What this whole channel is about is, our journey to freedom. And this morning I decided that I got a bunch of offers in on eBay items that we have up. And normally, you get a lot of lowball offers, and, people try to get everything for next to nothing. Or sometimes, we let a couple dollars get in the way from making a sale. Because on our end of it, we feel that, the average price is this for something. And today, I got up and I looked, and there was, a bunch of offers, and some of them were somewhat lowball offers. Not like completely next to nothing. Like sometimes we got stuff that doesn't even... the price they offer on it doesn't even cover the eBay fees or the shipping that goes into it. And it's just like, really? What are you thinking? And the worst part is when it's another reseller trying to make you these offers. It's like, what are they thinking doing that crap? But, I had a few offers sitting there. And I took a look at them, and, they were within a couple of bucks of what we were asking for the item. And the items cost us next to nothing because they came in the Amazon return pallets, liquidation pallets that we buy from Upper Valley. And I just said, you know what? A sale's a sale. Making some profit versus no profit is better. So, accept. Boom. Cash in hand. So this afternoon I got to go package a bunch of stuff at the storage unit and ship it all out. But what is your guys' philosophy when you get the lowball offers? Do you have a set price in mind that you're looking to achieve on that item, and that's where you'll go? Or if they come in within 50 cents or a buck or two of that price that you're looking for, do you just accept it? How are you guys handling your best offers that come in? Do you do best offers at all? I know there's some people out there that don't. They posted a price and say that is the price. You either want it or you don't want it. It's... And I know other people out there, they post stuff at auction. I really don't post anything up for auction. Pretty much all of our stuff is buy it now with best offers. I should probably try a couple more auctions. I know we tried them before, and we didn't see that much more success with them. So we just, easier to put everything up as a buy it now. And then we were doing good to cancel, but I think I'm going to change some of them up because I got some items that, been out there for months, and it's time to drop the listing and sell similar so that it gets some new traction. Periodically I go through and do that. I need to be more of a regiment on getting in there and doing that every 60 to 90 days or so, so it looks like a fresh listing to eBay versus just rolling it over. The stuff eventually does sell, and it's like we sold some items that we posted back in November, December of last year. It is now September, and just the other day I sold an item that we've had up since probably December of last year, beginning of December. It's a piece of clothing, and we've played with pricing on it, we've played with description on it over that time, we've dropped the listing, restarted the listing, we've done all kinds of different things to it. It was just trying to find the right buyer at the right time, so it goes to show that things do eventually sell. How long are you willing to wait for it to sell? Now with clothing, sometimes it can take a whole lot longer than a non-clothing item, but it just is what it is. That's the marketplace. It's we're looking always for new stuff, trying to figure out what we're going to do this fall. The last couple weeks at the flea market have not been as profitable for us as they have in previous weeks. And when we look at the time and effort that we're putting into being there that day, I start questioning, is it worth it to set up and be there? Or do we put that on hold till spring when the market picks back up? Right now we're in the fall season, and a lot of people on the weekends are going to fall festivals and apple picking, going to the pumpkin patch, and here in a couple weeks we're going to want some days on the weekend to do that as well with our family. So it's like, we picked up a couple extra shows this weekend and next weekend to do on Saturdays in conjunction with the flea market on Sundays, and we'll see how those go. But until I buy a trailer, we have added expenses of renting a trailer for the weekend, and then loading up the trailer, unloading and setting up at the show. Whatever doesn't sell, packaging back up, putting into the trailer. If we're only using the trailer for one day, then we got to go unload it. If we're using it a second day, if that's the same stuff we're taking to the next marketplace, then unload it, set it up. Whatever doesn't sell, load back in, take back to our storage unit and unload. A lot of work, and if we're not seeing the return on it, it doesn't make sense to continue to do it, to put $50, $100 into the pocket. Not when summer weeks at this show you can easily put $1,000 or more in your pocket. So, but I don't know. I just thoughts, rambling my thoughts in my head and sharing with you guys what goes into the reseller lifestyle. What does this reseller think of for making money with this business? And I look at the time that I have available, And one of our goals is to get out of the full-time job. And we got to set down the goals and write down the action plan to achieve those goals so that we can do it. You know, it's achievable. Just got to have an attack plan or an action plan to follow and make it happen. Oh man, this is not a good sign. So I'm pulling into the place that I want to go to for lunch, and there's like not a parking space in their parking lot available. This place is packed full of cars, which means they're busy. Oh wait, I lied. There's 2 spots open over there. They're both handicapped. I am going to park over here where that's no parking. Right by their grease trap. Doesn't bother me because they don't empty the grease during this hour anyways. But it's just crazy, you know, the stuff that we have to think about as resellers that go into our business. And you know, what does it take to make money and keep things going? And one of the things that you know, I'm focusing on is, do I go back to some of my other skill sets to help supplement this to get me out of that full-time job faster? That would give me the ability to be available during the day to hit some more retail arbitrage, to hit yard sales, estate sales on, you know, Thursday, Friday, storage auctions in the middle of the week, be able to do some sourcing that can't be done after normal business hours because they just don't happen at those hours, or can't happen on a weekend when I'm set up at a show. You know, I'd love to go to estate sales on a Saturday or a Sunday, but if I'm locked into being at a show for 8 hours, it's tough to be there. So it's, do I take on a couple more digital marketing clients to supplement that income and gain back the freedom during the day? Or do I stick it out with this job just a little bit longer and see if sales pick up enough to replace that income? See, lots of thoughts, a lot of process goes into this. You know, if some people just jump right into things and they don't think it through, and I kind of like to think it through. It wasn't always that way. You know, some of my early on ventures in entrepreneurship, I jumped right in, feet first, let's go make it happen, and struggled for the first few months as I made money, being able to replace that income that I had from a job that I walked away from. And this time I'm trying to do things the smart way. You know, I've always had success. Those businesses have always been successful. But I adapted the models and I changed as the economy dictated what needed to be done. You know, when I first, you know, after my first real business, you know, I had stuff that I did like, you know, early years going through high school, middle school, that type of stuff to always make a buck. Always had that entrepreneur spirit. But like, when I came back from the military and I opened up a business in the late 90s, it was a computer repair business, and I did, you know, owned computer repair shops and IT services, and, you know, helped businesses install computers. Well, eventually they started replacing those with employee positions, and as time went on, we evolved. We took on commercial contracts with chain restaurants and retail stores, and, you know, ended up increasing our coverage to 250 miles around Syracuse, and that got to be its own headache and pain. You know, one day you're in Buffalo, you go to Vermont, and then from Vermont they want you back in Buffalo the next day, and it's just like logistics. It takes a toll on your body. I pretty much lived in a cargo van that, you know, had all my tools and equipment and supplies in, and I just zip back and forth, staying in hotel after hotel. Some nights sleeping in a van, no different than the reseller life, right? There's resellers out there that travel and stay in their vans, and you know, stay in hotels, and, you know, someday maybe I'd like to go do one of those road trips. But if you're working for somebody else, it's not a possibility. But it's there's a lot of stuff that goes into it, and as the economy changed and the business structure changed, people stopped fixing computers. It was cheaper to throw them away and buy a new one. So my computer repair shops didn't make sense to have 11 of them anymore. So I closed them down. It didn't make sense to have, as the economy fell out and these commercial businesses and restaurants weren't paying to do the major upgrades. They weren't replacing and refining and putting in new systems, like Panera putting in their kiosk system and a Wi-Fi system and, replacing all their registers and all the cables in their store and all kinds of stuff like that, as they stopped making money, Walmart stopped making money. They were a client of ours. They weren't doing full register upgrades, full back office machine upgrades. They were hitting, 20 of their stores in a month doing these. It started getting to be break fix only. Call us out when something's broken. And then, it is that hassle of, you're in Buffalo, you make maybe $100 to fix one problem, go to Vermont to fix another problem, then they're calling you back to the same store you were at for a problem that's been there for 2 weeks. You could have taken care of when you were there the day before. But they don't care if it cost you money because they're not paying for it. They don't care that you were in Vermont. Your contract says you'll be there within, X number of days, and it's just crazy. That's when we kind of evolved to like digital marketing and helping businesses market and grow utilizing the internet. And it just, that wave was great. I focused my attention on clients like small mom and pop businesses. Let me tell you that I won't make that mistake again. If I take on digital marketing clients, one of the first things I'll do is make sure they can afford my services up front. I won't feel sorry for people. I have a big heart, and I want to help people, and I know that my skills could help them and make them more money, and it just, but at what to? They're always looking for a discount. They're always looking for something for free, or hey, I can't pay you this month, can I pay you next month? And the next month comes and they can't pay you again. And how long do you let that stretch out? Because you still got to put food on the table. So it's and I had a lot of people take advantage of stuff. But, I walked away from that 2 years ago. Kind of was burned out, needed a break, needed a reset. So I went to work for somebody else doing digital marketing for them. And, that's a whole different gamut. After you work for yourself for years, it's tough to go back to work for somebody else and not be in control of your destiny or your future, or not being able to have the flexibility and the freedoms that you're used to. You need to go to a doctor's appointment, you need to go to an event at your kid's school or anything else. You don't have to ask permission. You don't have to take time off. You don't have to put in and use vacation time or sick time. You just go. And the nature of the job that I do, it doesn't make sense. Company I work for requires me to be in seat in their office between 8 and 5:30, yet the work I do can be done 24 hours a day, 7 days a week from anywhere in the world, as long as I got a computer and internet access. I don't need to physically be at their facility. But because this company got burned in the past by some people working remote, they're totally against it. They're totally against people setting their own hours. Oh no, you got to be here during these. Why? I could see if my job involved, dealing with their clients face to face or something, and having to keep up those traditional hours. But, so it's a struggle with that. That right there, just I need to go to the doctor's appointment today. I have to do it on my lunch break, which now cuts down the amount of time I have to eat, and it's getting less and less because now I'm talking to you guys. But hey, I love talking to you guys. So it's all kinds of things out there. So this video went on way too long, way longer than I planned when I started recording. We're now almost 20 minutes into this, and I just wanted to tell you guys that you got to think about what your plans are, what your future is going. I know we did a video on that the other day, but just all the thoughts that go into this reselling process. Don't be scared to get out there and try something. It's better to go try and fail than not try and wonder what would have happened, right? And who knows, you could try it and it could be successful and be the best thing you've done and put a lot of money in your pocket. But but you never know unless you try. So hustlers, get out there and go do it.